In the early 19th century, Europe was engulfed in a series of conflicts that would reshape the continent and reverberate through history. At the center of it all was one man, Napoleon Bonaparte. His rise to power and subsequent conquests sparked what we now call the Napoleonic Wars, a period of nearly constant warfare from 1803 to 1815. But these weren't just any wars. The effects of Napoleon's campaigns were far-reaching and transformative, altering the political, social, and cultural landscape of Europe and beyond. Today, we'll explore the crazy and profound impacts of the Napoleonic Wars that are still felt to this day. One of the most significant effects of the Napoleonic Wars was the rise of nationalism across Europe. As Napoleon's Grande Armée marched across the continent, it inadvertently awakened a sense of national identity in the conquered peoples. The French brought with them ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity, concepts that inspired many but also provoked resistance. In Spain, for example, Napoleon's occupation led to a fierce guerrilla war. The Spanish people, regardless of class or region, united against a common enemy. This Spanish War of Independence became a model for nationalist resistance. In Germany, philosophers and poets like Johann Gottlieb Fichte and Ernst Moritz Arndt began promoting the idea of a unified German nation. Their writings, coupled with resentment against French rule, planted the seeds for German unification later in the century. Even in Russia, the invasion of 1812 sparked a patriotic fervor. Tolstoy's War and Peace vividly depicts how the war against Napoleon united Russian society and strengthened national identity. Ironically, Napoleon's attempts to dominate Europe ended up fostering the very nationalist sentiments that would eventually contribute to his downfall. The Napoleonic Wars didn't just change how people thought about their nations. They redrew the map of Europe itself. Napoleon's conquests and subsequent defeats led to a massive reorganization of European territories. The Holy Roman Empire, a political entity that had existed for 1,000 years, was dissolved in 1806. In its place, Napoleon created the Confederation of the Rhine, consolidating hundreds of small German states. Even after Napoleon's final defeat, the Congress of Vienna in 1815 continued this trend of consolidation. The German Confederation was formed, paving the way for eventual German unification. Italy, too, was simplified from a patchwork of small states into larger kingdoms. These changes had long-lasting effects. The simplified political landscape of Europe set the stage for the rise of nation-states in the 19th century, a development that would shape European and world history for generations to come. Napoleon wasn't just a conqueror, he was also an administrator, and the legal and social reforms he introduced had impacts far beyond France's borders. The Napoleonic Code, introduced in 1804, was a comprehensive reform of the French legal system. It emphasized clear, accessible laws and the equality of all citizens before the law. This code was exported to conquered territories and influenced legal systems around the world, from Louisiana to Japan. Napoleon also promoted meritocracy, opening up positions of power to talented individuals regardless of their social background. This challenged the old aristocratic order and promoted social mobility. In the lands he conquered, Napoleon often abolished feudalism and serfdom, emancipated Jews, and introduced modern administrative systems. While his rule was often oppressive, these reforms had lasting positive impacts in many areas. The effects of the Napoleonic Wars were truly far-reaching, touching nearly every aspect of European society and beyond. From the rise of nationalism to advancements in law, Military tactics, economics, art, and science, the wars left an indelible mark on history. Napoleon's ambitions may have ultimately been thwarted, but the changes set in motion by his conquests continued to shape the world long after his exile and death. The Napoleonic Wars serve as a powerful reminder of how periods of conflict and upheaval can lead to profound and lasting transformations in society. As we reflect on this tumultuous period, we're reminded that history is not just a series of battles and treaties, but a complex interplay of ideas, innovations, and social changes. The Napoleonic Wars may have ended 2 centuries ago, but their echoes continue to resonate in our world today.